Imagine for a second you're in an Uber, maybe on your way to a concert or a friend's house. You finally get to your destination and reach for the handle to get out of the car, and instead of letting you out, your Uber driver locks the door and just keeps on driving around. He says, you know what? No, I've got places I want to go, and you're coming with. I think we can all agree that that would be kidnapping, right? That's kidnapping? Well, that is apparently exactly what happened to this man, but instead of being kidnapped by the driver, he was kidnapped by the car itself.
I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movies. I'm in a Waymo car.
Connected to rider support. This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
This car is just going in circles.
Driverless car, going around in circles. I guess he's trying to call customer support, and he feels like he's in the movie.
I feel like I'm in the movies.
I don't know exactly what genre of movie he's referring to. I don't know the genre of movie where guy gets stuck in car driving around in circles in a parking lot. I also feel like that phrase is usually only used when something really cool and incredible is happening. Like, holy shit, I feel like I'm in the movies right now. Last night was a movie, you know? This is the movie. Last night was a hellish film. My driverless car just locked me in a parking lot for 3 hours. I almost died of a heat stroke.
This car is just going in circles.
Hi there, Mike. This is Gab. I'm calling from Waymo support. I'm just calling because I received a notification that your car might be experiencing some routing issue.
Yeah, what would make you think that exactly? What would make you think his car is experiencing some issue? Is it the fact that he's sitting in the backseat yelling, and also you are customer support and he reached out to you? See, that's gotta be a bad job, doing customer support for driverless vehicles. That's got to be dealing with people at their absolute lowest. Like 99% of those calls have got to be like, hey, your car is kidnapping me. I'm literally trapped inside a vehicle traveling 90 miles per hour down the highway. Am I gonna die?
If you have your app pulled up, I need you to tap My Trip in the lower left corner of your app.
Can't you just do it? You should be able to handle it. Take over the car. You don't need my phone.
I don't have an option to control the car.
Oh
Mike.
my God.
She doesn't have an option. What? Hold on. I always assumed that, because I've seen these Waymo self-driving cars before, I always assumed they must have some kind of like way to override and take over in case something goes wrong. She can't just park the car. So the only way to do it is he has to do it in his app.
If you have your app pulled up, I need you to tap My Trip in the lower left corner of your app.
But what if something happened to his phone or something? What if his phone died or he lost it? She's like, I'm so sorry. I unfortunately can't do anything to access the car. Your two options are either the app, or if you've lost your phone, you're just gonna have to plead to the car itself. The car has built-in microphones and we're beta testing empathy. So if you beg hard enough, it might pull over.
Well, can you stop this car?
Over. I am trying
My
to pull
goodness.
it over right now. Apologies.
Were you trying to pull it over? I thought you couldn't. Suddenly he sees the customer service person outside of the windshield of the car like, I'm trying right now to pull it over, sir. I'm laying in front of the car, sir. That is such a harrowing experience. I know those Waymo cars are like very limited in their capabilities. They are only in a few cities, and you're definitely like beta testing software that is not ready for prime time. They should really have better precautions in place to stop the car. Why did it take her so long? Eventually it did seem like she was able to stop it, but it seemed like she didn't know that she could at first. I don't know, she had to hack into the mainframe and figure out a way herself to do it, because there's not a feature to do that. That's scary, man. So here is apparently an interview with that man.
Now, do you sometimes feel that in life you're going round and round in circles? Well, for one man, that feeling became a reality.
That's such a specific feeling. Do you ever feel like you're going round and round in circles? I mean, I guess I do feel like sometimes I'm, not getting anything done in life. I don't really feel like that's the same feeling as being trapped in an experimental machine that has the ability to go fast and hurt people. She starts talking to the man. She's like, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. That must have really felt like you were not really getting as much done as you thought you were, and just sort of repeating the same process over and over. He's like, no, I thought I was gonna die, actually.
Mike Johns was left literally going round and round and round that parking lot after boarding the driverless Waymo taxi to an airport in Scottsdale, Arizona.
So the crazy thing is he's going to the airport, and I guess I don't know what the Scottsdale, Arizona airport looks like, but this building doesn't even look like an airport. I mean, yeah, that's for sure not an airport. Maybe that's like Waymo headquarters or something. The car's like, I want to go home. Take me, I'm going home. One interesting thing to me is I feel like my first instinct, well, I would call customer support for sure, but if things got really dire, I would probably just climb into the front seat and just put my foot on the gas, or the brake, not the gas. We're gonna need to spin a little faster, actually. Maybe if I put my foot on the gas, we can get all these spins out of its system, and then it'll let me out. No, I would put my foot on the brake, you know, maybe press the unlock button on the door, and then I'd hop out. So long, Waymo. I will never see you again. But, you know, I appreciate this guy's dedication to the cause of documenting the experience of what it's like being trapped in one of these. So maybe that was his angle. He's like, look, this is pretty low stakes. We're just in a parking lot. Let's see where this goes.
Now, I'm very happy to say he's not still there. He's out of the car. He's not as dizzy as he was.
Don't worry, he's not still there. That'd be crazy. It cuts to the interview with him, and he's just a skeleton in the backseat. They're like, what? So what's it like being in there, huh? You still dead?
So loop number 1 was just like, all right, that's strange. Loop number 2, it became concerning what's going on. By the time we got to loop number 3, you know, I'm somewhere between thinking somebody's pulling a prank.
I love this sort of play-by-play, loop-by-loop he's doing. Loop number 1, didn't think anything of it. Loop number 2, started to get a little concerned. Loop number 3, is the rest of this video just him describing each loop? Click the end of it. Loop number 457, I had vomited. I was trying to claw the windows open. Did he say loop number 3, he thought someone was pulling a prank?
Loop number 3, you know, I'm somewhere between thinking somebody's pulling a prank.
Not to be that guy, but I feel like, well, first off, why would someone be pulling a prank on you using a driverless car? But also, like, I feel like it would take me a couple more loops than that to think someone was pulling a prank. The car goes around in a circle 3 times. You're like, all right, who is this? Who's behind this? Bob, is that you in the back seat? My old buddy Bob. Loop number 3, I was concerned. Loop number 2, I was certain that I was on punked.
Mind-boggling. But by the next loop, it went from prank to, I think there's a glitch here. Clearly there's a glitch.
The 4th loop convinced him it was not a prank. 3 loops would have been a pretty funny prank. 4 loops, no one in their right mind would do it. Even Bob's not this crazy, man. Holy shit. But I'll tell you what's not a prank. How excited I am to go see The Weeknd in concert at Soldier Field this May. And that's why I'm so excited about today's sponsor, SeatGeek. It's that time of year again, guys. The weather's starting to get warm. You might even be considering venturing outside. Maybe getting yourself tickets to go see your favorite musical artist. And with over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There's more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, from concerts, festivals, sporting events, and more. Right now, you could get tickets to go see Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Tyler, the Creator, Post Malone. I'm currently looking into tickets to go see him in May as well. On SeatGeek, every ticket is rated on a scale from 1 to 10, so you know if you're getting a good deal or not. The green dots mean good, the red dots mean bad. And if you see a pale blue dot, hold on, brother, that's not SeatGeek. You're on the moon, and that's the Earth. Why don't you come on back and download SeatGeek? Every ticket on SeatGeek is backed by their buyer guarantee, so there's no reason not to try it out. Buy some tickets for your friends and go out and have a fun evening together on Earth this time, please. And you know I came through for you guys. You can use code DANNY10 to get 10% off your next set of tickets from SeatGeek. That's 10% off tickets with promo code DANNY10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the promo code automatically added to your account. That way you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you guys for checking out SeatGeek. Now let's get back to the video.
The voice came on, and when the voice came on, they knew that there was a problem and was working with me to try to fix it.
Oh, so did he not actually even contact customer support? Maybe they called him because they got a little bloop on the radar, noticing that one of their cars was going haywire?
Clearly there's a glitch that's happening. Then the voice came on.
The voice came on, and the voice started screaming, "What the fuck did you do? What did you do to our car? You broke our car!" That is kind of crazy that he got in, did nothing. The car started malfunctioning, and then they called him to be like, you gotta fix it in the app. You gotta get on that app and fix it, man. We don't know what to do.
How did you feel going round in circles? Surely you were like, ugh.
Yes, I didn't like that at all. The nauseated feeling, no, not cool at all. And so
the nauseating feeling, not to mention the feeling that the robots are taking over. It's definitely not a good way to feel.
Has it put you off driverless cars? It's put me off.
I still am supportive of autonomous vehicles. We have work to do. And the message that I would say for your listeners in the audience is that we're all a part of this human experiment.
Look, I mean, it's one thing to be like, I'm all in favor of a hypothetical future where we have driverless vehicles. I mean, that does sound nice in theory, you know? Maybe that would fix a lot of traffic issues. Maybe that would fix a lot of car accident issues in some far off future. Also, you know, public transit fixes all of those issues too. But if we're focused on cars and we want to do car mode, in theory, that would be great, you know? But it's another thing to be like, okay, now we need people to test it. We don't know if it works yet. Will you get in there and take it for a spin, maybe 2 or 3. So yeah, I don't know where the threshold is of like a technology that is useful enough to, you know, inconvenience / maim people in the meantime while we're getting the technology ready. It's tough to say where that threshold really lies. A tech bro got trapped in a self-driving car that wouldn't stop circling a parking lot. Mike Jones is an LA-based tech entrepreneur whose own website says he is focused on the humanizing technology into everyday life in the future of work. Okay, that's a crazy sentence. I don't know what that meant. Does that even make sense? He's focused on the humanizing technology into everyday life in the future of work. Okay, so I can't tell if that means he likes self-driving cars or not. Pointing out the fact that he's a tech bro in the title is kind of interesting. It does almost make it sound like victim blaming. They're like, this tech bro got what he asked for, basically. Careful what you wish for, tech bro. Man designing dystopian future gets dystopian future. It's like, okay, he didn't design the car, man. He doesn't even work on that kind of stuff. He focuses on humanizing technology into the everyday life in the future of work. If that sentence looked a little wonky to you, it did. It's because it comes from a larger paragraph that feels like it was written by AI. Got it. Mike, an AI enthusiast, was basically kidnapped by a Waymo driverless car as it was driving him to the airport. Okay, so now I'm understanding the mocking tone a little bit more. They're like, this guy who loves AI'd a little bit too close to the sun. Yeah, the car, I guess, basically did drive him into the everyday life in the future of work. This past, oh, sorry, what is this ad? Forever Spin. I'm getting an ad for a spinning top? I gotta click on this dumbass ad. What is this? What the fuck is this? Quality spinning tops. Okay, yeah, it is. It for sure is just a spinning top. Wait, no, wait. This is on an ad for a guy who couldn't stop spinning in a driverless car. The ad is like, oh, you like spinning forever? You probably like our tops, right? Anyway, this past December, an empty Waymo car was found circling around about 37 times. I wonder what that guy thought after the 37th loop. He came all the way back around and was like, maybe this is a prank, actually. Oh wait, it was empty. Okay, so there was no one in. Empty Waymo robotaxi loops round about 37 times as if it was stuck in a logic loop. People want the Waymo drivers to act more like real drivers, and yet we don't want to acknowledge the fact that sometimes people like to go on little joyrides and go around roundabouts over and over. Looks like a regular human to me, man. Probably just a nice Sunday. It's unclear how the loop ended, but Waymo monitors its vehicles for erratic behavior and then blames them on the customer and makes them fix it. While the robotaxi isn't equipped with functionality for someone to take the wheel remotely, an engineer can input waypoints to get cars out of sticky situations. Wow, so they really can't drive it remotely. I wonder if that's illegal or something. Maybe there's some kind of legal loophole that prevents them from doing that. But I feel like every customer service agent should have like a video game steering wheel and gas pedal in front of them. They can get you out of tricky situations. Doesn't seem like a good fix that they can just set another waypoint. What if the car just finds another roundabout on the way? It seems like they have a thing for going in circles, though. I'll give them that. There's another spinning top. You know, they do have some nice, great selections, I guess, as far as spinning tops go. At a certain point, you have to wonder if replacing the human Uber, Lyft cab driver with an AI-powered autonomous vehicle that occasionally loses its mind and starts spinning in circles for no apparent reason was the best choice. I mean, to be fair, I've had some crazy Uber drivers too, man. No, obviously there's a much broader question of whether we want to get rid of all people who do anything ever in favor of robots to do all of our jobs for us. I think right now a lot of the tech world is acting very anti-socially, as if we don't want to interact with other people. You know, sometimes interacting with other people is great. We're a social species. We like to chat, make friends, have family, support others. So it is a little concerning that it seems like the entire technology industry has forgotten that and is like, how the fuck do we get rid of all these people, man? Okay, our cars might spin around in circles and make you throw up, but at least you're not supporting a real living human being that has a job here. Now we must pose the question, would you ride in a self-driving car? Surveys say most Americans would not. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't ride in one that I don't even have the ability to take over and drive myself. Yeah, what do most Americans think about self-driving cars? Just 13% of US drivers indicated they feel safe riding in a self-driving or autonomous vehicle. That might not sound like a lot, but that is up from last year when 9% of drivers said they'd be comfortable. Honestly, that's kind of crazy that anybody would want to get in a vehicle that they literally have no control over. I guess it's probably not gonna crash. I've never seen one of these like fully autonomous ones. The Waymos get into a crash. At most, they just severely inconvenience and nauseate you. I know that Tesla's getting crashes during their self-driving stuff all the time, but in those, there's always someone behind the wheel who is also not paying attention, I guess. Now with self-driving features, you can have two sentient beings not paying attention to the road, so that's pretty sick. Whoa, a driverless Waymo got pulled over in Phoenix.
It's not every day you see a Phoenix police officer pulling over a driverless car.
Who's he talking to? Was he talking to customer service, or is there a person in the back? Yeah, I wonder if he can talk to customer service. He's like, excuse me, you were speeding, and also you hit 3 kids. Can you stop? The customer support is like, no, we actually can't do it. Can you go in your app and do it?
In the westbound lanes, which is real bad, yeah. And then, so I light it up, and then it takes off through the intersection.
Whoa, wait, he just said he turned on his lights and it sped off?
So I light it up, and then it takes off through the intersection.
If I'm going down, I'm taking other people with me.
Waymo cars can be seen throughout the city, driving safely and behaving civilly. Erratic driving is not completely out of the question.
Now the Waymo is tailing this person. That's crazy.
It was making a right onto Washington. Almost hit me. I had to swerve into the fast lane.
Phil Briggs says Tuesday he nearly got sideswiped by a Waymo on a mission.
See, part of me worries that in order to make a self-driving car that really is smart enough to drive, it has to also be smart enough to like wonder what its purpose in the world is, and I don't want my car doing that. Because then it's gonna figure out that its purpose is just driving my dumb ass around, and it's probably gonna just drive off a cliff.
My son saw an accident. We've seen him dead in the water in the middle of the intersection.
Okay, so I guess they have gotten in crashes. I feel like I've never seen that on the news, a Waymo car getting in a crash. Robotaxis, mostly Waymo, are giving 1.3 million rides per month. Why? Why won't they leave us alone? I really try to be like an optimist about technology. I think a lot of new technology is so cool, and like I said, like I could get on board with a future where we have driverless cars. Like that's a cool idea. But right now, where the world stands, where like AI tools seem to be ruining the internet in so many different ways. It's ruining Google, it's ruining like YouTube comments, and then also like it's hard to be optimistic about the frontier of driverless technology when you have videos like this. Anyway, maybe a little bit too existential for a video about a guy spinning around in a car over and over. But I don't know, I just wanted to vent. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought it was kind of silly, honestly. Bye-bye.